right, all right. You need a cord. Oh, right there.
Oh, nice.
We are going live today.
So we can charge this.
Live. Are you ready?
We're going live today.
We're going live today, so I don't know. Are we?
We're live. We're on.
We're holding our mics?
Yeah, we got to hold them today.
All right.
We're live and holding mics.
This is like, and we don't have headphones. We'll just talk to each other.
We didn't have
do we have
headphones
Johnny
before.
on? No, I know.
Yeah. Look behind you.
On?
Can you see his face?
Never.
Yeah, can you guys see me?
Look.
Here, let me do I'm just trying to...
That's part of
have
the
this,
appeal.
like-
Wow, the
Oh, he's a
USC
USC
hat.
hat. Oh, he's ready. He
There
planned
we
that
go.
outfit
You
out.
can,
Where's our frame? Oh,
yeah, I had to hook up this device that I can charge my phone at the same time with this going on.
The Vikings
go.
jersey with the USC hat. He is
Here we go, you know what I
feeling
mean? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
USC Vikings, right?
both of you guys. So you guys, he's repping our new draft pick.
Yeah. All right, we're going to jump right into it. We just had, I would say, a pretty good draft. There's a lot to be excited about. There's
Lots
a
to
lot
talk about.
of unknown still out there. So I'm excited to, bring Luke and Johnny in to really give us the breakdown of where your head's at. We heard a huge groan come out of you
It was.
early on.
I'm here to tell you, I've walked it back. Now that I've seen the rest of it play out, I've changed my tone. I would like to apologize to Kwesi a little bit because we ended up getting. My fear was if we don't get the fucking cornerback early, we're never gonna get the cornerback, and we ended up getting two cornerbacks, a nose tackle, like the linebacker, the pursuit linebacker. Like we got all the things I wanted to get, and I think the Addison pick was the right pick.
It is
Wow.
fun to see everything that you told us we needed.
Yeah.
It came down the line.
Yes.
And the dudes that now it's not just okay, like the nose tackle showed up.
Yeah.
But it feels like the right nose tackle showed up. The right cornerbacks, hopefully. We don't know yet.
Yeah, some guys that I didn't even there's so many players in the draft you can't watch the tape on all of them.
Right.
But
Sure.
now I've watched tape obviously since the completion, and I love all the guys we got. But I also you could have written any name on there and I would have been like, fuck yeah, like that's our new guy.
That's not true.
But no, it couldn't have been
That's not
anyone. If
true.
it was Cam Smith, there were a few that I would have been pissed. And by the way, Cam Smith fell. I think
Where
he
did
went
he
to
go?
like the third round. Miami.
Okay.
Miami? Yeah, Miami. Like these guys, like there were a few guys that I said I didn't like who fucking went way down, and then Devin Witherspoon who went
Yeah.
fifth. Like,
Are we cool
was
with
good.
Levis not coming to us?
yeah, it was
Okay.
too expensive. We didn't
We're
have
all
that
okay
second
with
pick.
that, right? I'm okay with that.
I mean, the more I saw him slide, the more interested I
I
got.
know.
Why?
Because beautiful family, beautiful girlfriend, beautiful man.
Oh my god.
And he's got
It's bananas
Welcome
without
to
with
the
the skin
NFL.
on it.
And he's
See
got
that?
a
Yes.
lot of the intangibles.
Oh yeah, he's great.
So he's got all this stuff. He just has such
Okay, but
marketability.
can't you say that about like Mac Jones and like
No, Mac Jones did not have an explosive arm. He was sloppy at the combine. He's out of shape. He was like a Brady. Like you're like, who is this sloppy guy? We're not
Which is-
comparing Mac Jones to Brady, but
Yeah.
that made sense for why he went to the
And they
Patriots,
did.
and everyone was like,
Yeah, this
"It's
is the new
Brady.
Brady.
Look at him.
Yeah.
He's schlubby."
I think
No.
we turn around and
Schlubby.
think and see Levis later on and go, oh shit.
I think
Some team
they got
is going to be really happy
steal.
with him.
Second round, that's a steal for him. No, I was scared because when he dropped to 23, I talked about it the other day. I was like, I never actually prepared that this could be a possibility. The only chance I thought we could have at him is if we traded up, which I didn't want to do because it would have given away, too many picks. But when he fell to 23, I was like, if I was in that room, I don't know how I could have passed on him. But I
And
think
he
they
was
did
one
a-
of the guys
a
that
good-
you were comfortable trading up for.
Yes, I liked him a lot. Going into my draft research, he was my second favorite quarterback after C.J. Stroud. I was never really high on Bryce Young.
Yeah.
And I still like him. I can't wait to see what he can do. He's kind of screwed in Tennessee because they don't have anything around him, but I think they got a steal of a pick.
did you see that he puts mayonnaise in his coffee?
Of course.
And
It's
we're
the
okay
most
with
Jared
that.
Allen
Gross.
thing in the world.
It's disgusting.
You've got to appreciate that. One day, Jared Allen will be sitting right here,
Yeah.
not on the table, but like in between us.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go, who do you most respect? He's gonna go, Will Levis.
That's a hot take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny Sweets, how you feeling? Where you're at? You don't look manic today. You feel like comfortable,
Wow.
subdued.
Are you repping
There we go.
Thielen?
Yeah, I'm sitting down. I got the USC hat on.
What is your jersey?
You
Is
can
that
see it's a
Thielen?
USC Vikings. We took 2 guys out of USC. So Luke, I know you mentioned you kind of like it when it's multiple colleges for multiple guys in one college. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. We did it twice. We did it USC
Yeah.
and LSU,
LSU.
and what a 2 schools to do it. Look, if you don't know anything and you're going in, it's possible. Questy's like, shit, I don't know who these guys are. Obviously, I doubt that's the case. But if you were to do this, LSU and USC are 2 powerhouse schools
For
to
sure,
take players
no doubt.
from. Yeah.
They've seen big
Yeah,
games.
strong
They've
recruits,
succeeded in
yeah.
big games.
They're the
all of
top
it.
recruits out of high school. The only players going to USC, LSU, these
Yeah.
powerhouse organizations, programs are the top high
They're a
school
little
recruits.
swaggy.
Let's go from top to
Yeah.
bottom with this. So, like with Addison,
Ooh.
where does he fit? How does it work? You do know enough about USC football
Yes.
to tell us like some legitimate stuff about him,
Yeah.
of what to
So-
expect.
So 2 years ago, he was the #1 college receiver in the entire country. He was Kenny Pickett's receiver, who obviously was the
Yep.
the first round pick to the Steelers.
Steelers.
He was his top receiver. He got I can't remember what the award's called, but he got the award for top college receiver. He just
Wow.
wasn't eligible to go to the pro. Thankfully for the transfer.
Bolitnikoff.
Thank you, Bolitnikoff.
There you go.
Because of the transfer portal, he got out of Pittsburgh. He went to USC, which was a big deal last year for USC fans. I couldn't wait to see him. The kid is such a fluid. He's not gonna jump off the page with intangibles or measurables. He was kind of overlooked at the combine because he wasn't running a 4.3 and he wasn't jumping and hitting the top rung. He runs every single route in the tree. He lines up
He
in the
doesn't give
slot.
up.
No. This kid works hard. He's crisp, smooth out of breaks. He
Which,
runs
as
all
we've
of
talked
it,
about,
balanced.
can be hard for like a flashy receiver
Yeah.
who gives up. We talked about it last week with Justin
Yeah.
Jefferson.
No,
like,
this is
giving
the
up a little
guy.
bit.
Reliable hands, knock on wood. He can step in day one as your #2 receiver, replacing Thielen, and take pressure off Justin Jefferson and help the offense. There's not going to be a double team Justin Jefferson and we're fucked. He's going to help open up Justin Jefferson and vice versa. If you double team Justin, this kid is going to fuck you up.
Is he an upgrade from Thielen?
Right now, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Immediately.
From what we got from
You've gotta
Thielen
think
last
right
year,
out of the gate, for sure.
yeah, no, he steps onto the field week
Right.
1 and is ready to go. He's the most polished NFL-ready receiver in the draft.
So he's also
Wow.
going to be a hot fantasy take.
Yes,
Okay.
we will do a
100%.
We will do a whole
Ooh,
fantasy.
I
show.
think-
fantasy's going to be great.
I think he's
Yeah.
a deep sleeper for Rookie of the Year. I looked at him.
Yeah.
I think he's 11th or 12th in terms of betting odds, betting favorites. But he's definitely
the
going to get
line?
his share of targets, no doubt about it. You can see Spielman even talked about it. He said, Osborne is more of a 3.
Yeah.
Jordan Addison's for sure going to get the targets. Justin Jefferson's going to definitely draw some coverages, and he's going to be wide open for sure. I thought it was an exciting pick. When you really look at the tape for this guy, reminded me a lot of like a John Brown, like kind of a smaller, diminutive guy. A lot of like a Stephon Diggs, definitely saw that.
Yes,
And
yes.
Calvin Ridley was a comparison that I saw coming out a lot. He said that himself as well.
Yeah,
but
he's
definitely kind of like that Diggs guy, like short, diminutive, has that swag to him a little bit.
I mean,
Got a big
and
cock offense.
Go ahead.
yeah, that big KOC, that big cock offense. And what I love to see what he was wearing. The swag
Yeah.
right off the bat. Keeping the sunglasses on. You're like,
him and JJ are going to be
this
Oh, it's
dude
gonna be
is
stupid.
Yeah.
ready. But then
It's gonna be
going
stupid.
back, I didn't watch a lot of this guy. I don't watch much college football, even though I've tried to get into USC. I actually kind of hate that we got him because I'm like, I wish I would have gotten USC for I knew it was coming. But
Right.
he looks like the type of dude that he just is going to eat up zone coverage.
Yeah.
He's going to always find the cushion. And Kirk Cousins must be sitting here going, thank God
Yeah, this is big.
that we, in that play that fucked our season, the last play of the game, he's the guy to count on that's going to find the spot.
Yeah, he'll
that
find
Kirk
those
can
short
go,
yardage.
fuck, Addison's going to be open. He's going to find that soft coverage. Let's get there.
It'll be really interesting too to see once the actual schedule comes out. And I know they always say big players don't necessarily play into how they schedule, but I think we're going to see a lot of primetime games for the Vikings this year.
Oh, yeah, they know
in
we're
general.
exciting.
Yeah.
They want to get eyes to the screen. They want offense. They want,
Yes, and
unfortunately,
we have
horrible
offense.
defenses,
And they want
miracle
Kirk
finishes.
Fucking up.
Yeah, we keep
potentially.
people. We let
Yeah.
the other team stay in a game. You know, we could score 50 and allow 60
Yeah.
for sure. That's, you know, yeah, I definitely think we're going to be a big prime time. Justin Jefferson's one of the biggest draws in the NFL. They're, you know,
100%.
that's the guy they want on prime time. And we've got the AFC West this year, so we'll get the Las Vegas, a game in LA. You know, we get a lot of those teams, which are also high drawing.
Yeah.
And we have that 3D poster. You need that 3D poster of those guys. Hawkinson with his long ass
Yeah.
hair is gonna be freaking awesome in it. Yeah, I mean it is weird because I initially was just like you,
Yep.
where saying, let's get our needs met. Let's get this defensive stacked. But fuck it. Let's be the best offense in the league. Let's just do it. Who gives a shit? Let's make it happen. Kwesi says we are going to sell tickets.
Yep.
This was a huge value ticket play. We are going to throw up crazy points. Kirk is going to look really, really good.
His stats are going to be so padded.
Well, this is what we talked about last time as well. We said, you know, you've got to also play to your strengths. Like, you've got to keep Justin Jefferson happy, and to keep him happy, you've got to get him yards, touchdowns. Like, this is what he needs. He needs the ball. So
Johnny Cosmo in the place.
Your host, Johnny Cosmo.
Your host, Johnny
Your host,
Cosmo.
Johnny Cosmo.
Get ready for those reels.
So to improve the offense and keep Justin Jefferson happy, you get him clear number 2. There's no chance. This isn't like bringing in like when Dallas had Amari Cooper and they drafted CeeDee Lamb and everyone's like, whoa, like CeeDee's taken over. This is Addison comes in and is the number 2. There's no fear of him taking over.
This is going to turn into a buddy comedy in the end zone.
Yeah, no, this is
going to
nice.
be a disaster for any cornerback in the league.
Oh, touchdown celebrations are going to be iconic.
They're going to be
They're
out
going to be
of control.
amazing.
This is gonna be fun. This
gonna be
keeps
fun.
our offense dangerous, which is still our strength is the offense. And then the rest of the draft, you know, like John said, we got versatile players. That's what Brian Flores likes because of that constant blitzing and lining everybody up at the same place and dropping some players back and blitzing other players. He needs versatile defensive players. That's kind of what we got with Mekhi Blackmon, who is the cornerback out of USC. Who USC had a horrible defense.
Terrible.
USC was kind of like watching the Vikings for me. The offense was unbelievable. Caleb Williams is one of the most exciting players in the country. The defense was atrocious and let players in, let other teams in. Mekhi Blackmon stood out. When you watch him in coverage, he goes man on man, which again I hate cover defenses, zone cover defenses. The man cover he plays is very good. He's going to shadow your best receiver. He can do that, but he can also blitz. He is a good versatile player that Brian Flores clearly had his eye on. And he dropped because USC defense sucks so bad. He is a top 10 corner in the draft for sure.
And he can live on an island.
I mean, you hope so with the right coaching, you know. Yeah, he does. He's the bump you on the line.
Is
That's
he
what
developed
he likes to do.
enough to come into the NFL and make his mark immediately?
He's not one of the elite corners. You know, I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, this guy's ready day one. He's not ready for that. But we did get.
You got to steal a little bit.
I'm liking all these picks, and he comes in like John alluded to with somebody he's comfortable with. So he comes in with Jordan Addison. They're boys. They came from the same place. They can, you know, I don't think they'll room together because it's offense defense, but they know each other. It brings a level of comfort.
For sure, yeah. He reminds me a lot of Shondon Sullivan. Doesn't have that top end speed, but has that short kind of closing speed. Has quick acceleration, if that makes sense. And that's exactly what Shondon was. Kind of seems like a slot guy that'll put his hands on you, try to move you a little bit, and I think that's kind of what Flores is into. It seems like a Flores pick. You know, I'm fine with it.
You got your USC hat on. You should be freaking ecstatic right now. What do we think?
I think it's more about Addison.
Why do you even have a USC hat? What's going on here?
Super in love with the Mekhi Blackmon pick. You know, I get it. It was like it wasn't a sexy pick. We needed to get a guy on defense.
Third round also.
but definitely Jordan Addison. I didn't really know what to make of it right away. You know, he was the third receiver off the board.
You were pumped.
After we hit fourth. I was a little pumped, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, did we miss out on the Will Levis character? Then part of me is a little bit relieved because we have a lot of better quarterbacks coming out next year, right? We have Michael Penix. We got
next
Caleb
year,
Williams.
Drake May and Caleb
We got that
Williams.
guy Drake May.
Yeah.
We're not
And
getting
so-
Caleb Williams. We don't want.
We're not getting these
We
people.
don't want.
Yeah.
But the
to
problem
be
is we
there.
have
Will
a team that's going to get in the playoffs.
For me, I
but
didn't
could
want
probably
to see
lose
6
because the
to 8
defense
years
sucks.
of Will Levis as a Minnesota Viking. I wasn't super in love with his intangibles. I didn't think he was an off the charts guy that like we really, you know what I mean? Like after how many years of Kirk, it's like now we have Will Levis. Like I was kind of just, I was texting you guys. I really thought that would be the pick just because how far he fell. Was an under 1% chance that he fell to us, right?
Yeah, it was
and
ridiculous.
sure enough, it happened. And so I think what you can see is teams kind of sort of colluded with one another on his on sort of how they viewed him, his rankings. They didn't take him. He wasn't going to go like fourth to the Colts. He wasn't going to go at all in the first round. And so that was kind of an interesting fall for a quarterback, at least. You know that the pick before, the Ravens weren't going to take him, the Chargers weren't going to take him.
I thought he would go 11
So it
to
was-
the Titans, which he ended up going to the Titans in the second round, but that's where I thought it would be.
Right.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I had mentioned, we weren't going to go with Zay Flowers because his agent was Dalvin Cook's. Interesting enough, we didn't trade Dalvin Cook. But then
Still coming.
the Quentin Johnson pick, I was happy. I
I don't
was
want
relieved
him.
that he went to the Chargers.
Yeah.
Wasn't a big fan of his. I would have definitely taken Smith Najigba and Addison over him.
yeah.
So I'm
those were
kind
the
of
two.
cool with having Addison at that position. Now I'm interested to hear your thoughts on that, Luke, on and what I've mentioned prior about where am I going? I lost my train of thought here.
So
About the
I'm happy.
Quarterbacks next year versus taking Levis at where he was at.
Yeah, so I'm happy. The reason I like this draft by the end of it was we drafted for this season. We're not punting this year.
Which I like.
If we took a quarterback, we were basically saying this is bullshit, and next year we're going to start new with a
Sure.
new guy.
But
It's not a rebuild,
But
though.
it's not. No,
Yeah.
we got the guy to help with this season.
Yes.
We got a few defenders who I think can play immediately. I mean, we're probably going to have to play immediately, but also they still have those older guys, the veteran stars, to learn from.
But it also proved that we're not done in this off season. Like
no.
if we're going the direction that we're going, there's going to be a lot of moves going
Yes.
up into training
Is
camp.
there any way that Dalvin Cook plays on this team?
I don't think so. So the pick, I have so many notes because we have so many new guys.
Yeah.
But so Dwayne McBride, who I was going to wait until later, but we might as well we're sticking on offense right now,
Yeah.
so let's do it. Dwayne McBride, the running back out of UAB, we got in the 7th round. It's the last pick. Like you know,
Irrelevant.
You're not getting guys, but the Chiefs got Isaiah Pacheco last year there, and he was a stud in the all the way to the Super Bowl, and is now most likely going to be their lead back heading into next season.
And that's how it works with running backs.
Exactly.
Like, you get these
Running back
no-name
runs
guys
off.
to
Yep.
NFL people,
Exactly.
and they blow up.
So he, very productive college player. He won. What did he win? Again, I don't know the name of these awards, but he won a running back award last.
Was it the Doak Walker or that might have been Bijan? But yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
did
something
win
like
some
Nobody
that.
cares.
Look, the Vikings had starter grades on him. A
Okay.
guy who fell to the 7th round. So clearly you see how much we value him. And if we're drafting a running back that we look at as a starter, that means Dalvin's
What's his running back style of play?
So he's a downhill, violent runner. He goes in between the tackles. He's not bouncing outside. He doesn't catch passes. He doesn't block. So these are the two things that he's going to have to work on, and most likely the reason he fell in the draft. But as a ball carrier, he's coming at you. He's going to take you head on, and he's going to knock you the fuck down. He's an
He's got a
in-between
nasty
tackles.
spin move. That's his move. He just goes with the spin move.
Yeah.
Like every time.
UAB,
He's got
huh?
fluid hips.
Yeah.
That's the
5'11",
only thing he's
thick
got in
boy.
his arsenal
Okay.
is the spin move.
Yeah, he's got some
Check him
fumbling
out.
issues, but again, these are all things. You're getting a guy in the 7th. There's going to be issues. This is one of the last picks.
But we don't use the guys much. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
If you,
True.
we can have the type of running back that has one move. We have that type of offense.
Use that move to
Just-
the end of
you
time.
got one
we still
fucking
got
move, make it
Madison.
happen.
You
Spin.
got CJ Ham.
We still got CJ Ham. We still got Madison. We got I always pronounce his name wrong.
Nwangu.
We got Ty Chandler as well. Remember, he was the late round
Yeah,
pick.
the
They were
North
really
Carolina
high on
kid.
him.
Chandler.
They
Oh,
really
yeah.
liked
North
him.
Carolina kid. Yeah, no. So this guy, they have a starter grade. I'm sure they see some promise, hopefully. But the fact that we took a running back that is more similar to Dalvin's size and a different skill set from Alexander Madison,
It's see you later time.
again, kind of reaffirms that like if we had an
We
elite
don't know
running
what we're
back
gonna get for him.
for
That's the
Dalvin,
problem.
it
Yeah.
might be an outright.
So
cut
Dalvin's
at
going to
this
be.
point.
What do you think, Luke?
The
What do you
market.
guys think?
Isn't
Like a
that
fourth or a
wild to
fifth
think
next
about?
year?
It's crazy. This is the running back
ahead.
market. Sorry,
That's
say it
insane.
again.
Sorry, what?
So I'm just hearing here the whole reason the Cook thing or the Zadarius deal didn't get done was because they had to do some tweaks in their contract, right, in order for that to move. And so I guess that'll go into next year, the 2024 draft.
Okay.
If they're going to trade him, that's still most likely going to happen. I have a hard time thinking that Cook makes our day one opening day roster. It could happen at any point during training camp. It could happen at any point during the preseason, right? Where you start seeing like a weird ACL. Some guys have weird running back depth, and they go, okay, we'll burn like a 4 or a 5 in order to get
Right.
DC, right? And so that I can definitely envision that happening either way. Zadarius, I'm still kind of confused by. I don't think we had an answer to that one. He
Yeah.
said goodbye, and he's still on our team. I was confused by those.
I think this is a case of Brian Flores coming in and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna change the tone around here. I want you. You're a dog. We need a pass rush.
That'd be
You know,
great.
don't leave. What are you doing? We're gonna compete. Where the fuck are you gonna go?" I think the Ravens have spent a ton of money now because that's originally who wanted him, and I think they just can't afford him. Maybe can't offer him what he thought they were gonna offer. Hopefully, he sticks around for this year, plays it out with Flores, and goes after a
Goes from
contract
there.
next year.
Because like maybe the fact that we didn't get someone to fill his
Flashy,
position
right.
is to maybe cater to him a little.
Yeah, I
right.
mean, you really
You're going,
can't.
hey man, we
Yeah.
want you around. Look, we didn't draft anybody,
Yeah.
even though they probably tried. But that's what you're giving him
So-
today.
I hope so,
You're like,
yeah.
look, we didn't draft anybody. We really
Yeah.
care about like your future with our team.
Yeah.
You are our identity.
Yep.
And the first 6 games of the season, he was Vikings' identity.
He was the
He was
defensive
everything
player
you
of
could
the
ever
year.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was killing it at the beginning of that season. Yeah, and then to finish off the offensive side of our draft, Jaron Hall, who I know you didn't like, John, but I actually started to come around on him a little bit.
Yeah, he just had a laundry list of injuries. If you look back at his career at BYU, he had a hip injury when he was a center fielder in 2019, missed the whole season, came back. He had a couple weird TBI concussions early in his career as well, where he missed games with. Not really fun to see, but he definitely has. I looked at a lot of his film. Actually, his release is pretty quick. The ball kind of jumps out of his hands. He does a lot of these bucket throws, like in the bucket, high difficulty level throws. And if you've noticed, which I was surprised by. They put him in weird positions constantly with that offense. But he's got some
BYU
of
guys
his
scare me,
receivers-
man. Like
He's
you
gonna
could,
be
you think
Kirk's
about
left back.
Levis, like he's balling on and off the field. This guy's injured half of his career, and
He's
probably-
married.
and he's probably soaking or whatever.
Oh my God.
You know, it's like
And that's
you're
not- you
soaking
know,
your
it's
ankle
like-
and you're soaking your dong.
Oh my
Like on a big
God.
cock offense, like how does that fit? Like nothing about it
So
makes sense.
he's competing
looks
with Nick
small.
Collins. He'll most
And he's
likely
gonna
be
be
the
Kirk's best friend.
third
They
string
will
QB.
be barbecuing together
best
for
friends.
sure.
Well, that's
There are
again. I like
Costco
that. I like
trips
that he can
involved.
step in and hang out with Kirk, and Kirk
Yeah.
won't be like, "Who is this flashy little like BYU guy?" Isn't gonna get in trouble unless it's like a serious trouble where
Unless
he's
it's,
like
like,
he's been lying his entire life.
scary.
You know?
Yeah.
What if like him and Kirk get like really mad at each other about like religious?
Well, that was the other thing. Is like,
And there's like
Oh,
there's a huge divide in the locker room where
Yeah.
Kirk's like,
Jaron
I can't
Hall
talk to
will
this
be
Mormon
gone.
anymore.
Yeah,
no.
It's like deep religious controversy on the Vikes in the
that
quarterback
would
room.
happen.
like he was
with
saying.
Vikings.
I think Kirk's too big of a professional for that. But yeah.
Absolutely. Kirk has dealt with other things, and he knows his God is the right God, deep in his soul, so he's just going to look at him and feel bad.
That's right.
That's true.
Try to change him.
And again, there's
No.
going to be great Costco trips. They'll help him buy a van. It'll be great.
Their wives will get along.
Their wives
like,
would for sure get
Yeah.
along.
Yeah, absolutely. No, so if he ever
Have
plays,
you noticed like the Viking wives combo? They all travel together. There's like 15 to 20 of
Yeah,
them.
they're all
that
boring
all-
as fuck.
Yeah. They all have a plane together. I saw they all rented a plane together. It's like
I just love it that like Kirk has a
All
guy
the
when like he does not get invited to Addison and
Anything.
Jefferson's house.
Yeah.
That
no,
like
he's
he
not.
has somebody
And
to chill
Thielen's
with.
gone now. so
Exactly,
it's
because like him and they obviously were
TJ's
that.
gonna hang out with the skill position players. He's not gonna go to Kirk's house
TJ's
anymore.
young still.
Yeah,
like,
Kurt, he
he's
wants to have fun. He's
yeah.
going to Miami with the
Yeah,
boys.
Hawkinson's invited to the barbecue. Yes.
Exactly, yeah,
That
no,
was
Kirk
the
needs some
cookout.
friends, and Jaron Hall is already 25, which if you're developing your future starter, I don't like. If you're developing
Your
a
backup.
backup who maybe can step in, I'm fine with that. He's poised. He's a
Right.
more adult.
I like that.
He's a better backup age and skill set. We pray he doesn't touch the field this year because that would
right.
mean
that's
Kirk
what I'm
has to come
saying.
off
It's
the
like
field.
I don't want to see him
100%.
touch the field in 2
Yeah.
to 3 years.
No, absolutely.
Unless they're like this guy is absolute dynamite and he needs to start now.
And I
You know what I mean?
I sadly love the no controversy with the starting quarterback.
Absolutely.
We've dealt with that for so long
Yeah.
that it doesn't seem to work. Like you
No.
do have to stroke these guys' egos to a point.
Yeah.
You need a true backup's backup.
Yeah.
And this guy's whole career will probably be a backup,
Yeah,
which is
he'll be a
nice.
traveler. It'll be great.
There's nothing worse than your quarterback throwing an interception and going, shit, they're going to bring in the rookie. And that's not going to happen with Jared.
No one's
Yeah.
like yelling for this guy.
Nobody.
Jaron Hall, yeah.
Yeah,
Come
no.
into the game.
Kirk could throw 4 picks. Jaron Hall's not touching that field.
No.
But
Mm-hmm.
he's very accurate. He ran a complex offense at BYU. So he's a smart guy. He gets it.
Yeah.
He can figure out the field. They said he's got to play quicker. He doesn't process things as quick, but he can get outside the pocket. So these are all good things. I think after the success of Brock Purdy last year
Yeah.
for the Niners, who was Mr. Irrelevant, last pick of the draft, everybody's just got to take a flyer on a guy. Like, you think you like this guy a little bit? Just fucking get him. It's a
Yeah.
5th round pick. It
Yeah.
doesn't really do anything. It doesn't cost you anything. He'll go to the practice squad, learn some, NFL stuff. Maybe we'll see him in a couple years.
And I do like it. He's the type of guy that like went on a mission before like college. Honestly,
Like an actual mission.
yeah, because he went on his 2-year mission, right?
For 2
It-
years,
it's
yeah.
something that you do within Mormonism to like take, it's part of your calling.
about that.
And I think it just proves for like the quarterback room that it's just gonna be like it's just like good
just football.
dudes that are just like focused on what's
Okay.
happening.
Yeah.
For a backup quarterback, you couldn't ask for a better guy.
Staying on.
Does he
staying on
get
the
backup
Mormon
though?
theme
Does he
here?
actually
Yeah.
hold that role?
I think Nick Mullins will beat him out. I like Nick Mullins.
really?
But again, practice
For
squad
sure,
is
he'll
great.
be a practice squad,
Yeah.
and he may or may not get picked
We'll
up somewhere
see.
else.
Unless,
but
look, if he beats
staying on
Nick
the-
Mullins out, that's exciting.
Yeah.
That'll be an interesting one to watch.
What
Yeah.
do you think, Luke? Staying on the Mormon theme, was real excited for the BYU guy. Just a few picks later, Puka Nakua getting drafted, wide receiver, joining his brother Samson Nakua in the NFL.
Where?
Samson, well, of course, a practice squad guy for the Colts. There we go, a little BYU Mormon.
That is a Johnny Sweets on the Spectrum Stats, where he's giving you
Brought to you by.
a 5th-round pick.
So a different.
like
So
that?
happy that he's
Like
going to his
that one?
practice
What
squad
fucking
brother.
team
Of
did he go
what team,
to?
dude?
Puka Nakua, I can't remember. Was it the Raiders or something? But he definitely got drafted. He was the guy that was catching passes from Jaron Hall. And then next year we got a big-time tight end coming out of BYU, Isaac Rex.
I don't think
And
I've
that
fucked
Johnny
first round.
Sweets Spectrum Stat brought to you by Barney's Beanery
Look
on
that
West
up. Help
Hollywood.
me out here. I'm a big Isaac Rex guy.
Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell ya.
Couldn't tell you.
So on that note, not on that note at all, we're going to move on to our defensive side of our draft because this is where we actually need help. And we did the teammate thing again, LSU. I love it. I am so excited for these two guys. Jay Ward, cornerback out of LSU, 6'1", long arms. Again, going back to the versatile defenders thing, he started 13 games at safety, 6 at slot corner, and 4 at outside corner. So he's very versatile. Flores is going to move his ass all over the field. You see him at safety. You can learn from his boy Harrison Smith, or drop down. All of a sudden, he's a corner. Defense aren't going to know where this guy's going because he has literally been every position.
Should Harrison Smith be scared that this is
No.
his predecessor?
No, he's going to play more corner,
No.
I think.
Special
But
teams.
special teams, yeah. I hope he
He's
can
gonna
get
come
something.
in, play
He
special
never
teams?
mastered one thing, which is
Okay.
the downside of this. Again, these are later picks. He was in the 4th round.
He seemed like a ball hawk, though.
He's got good ball skills. He just has sloppy mechanics. That's his problem. He can't,
Yes,
he doesn't.
his hips are not.
He doesn't
fluid,
rotate his
slow to-
hips well. He does stuff like that. But you got to get coached, and Brian Flores is one of the best defensive coaches in the league. So if he comes in and cleans that up and goes, this is how you get in and out of these breaks, this kid could be nasty with his size and length.
Okay.
What do you think of that D lineman now?
So then Jacqueline Roy is the other one. The
Out of
next round,
LSU.
we took him, D lineman. So the beauty of this kid, again, poor measurables. These guys don't jump off the page. You look at their percentiles in their in their respective division classes. They're not near the top in pretty much anything. Jacqueline Roy has big hands, so he's good at batting down passes. But here's the thing, again, he can play nose tackle, which we said is a very key position in a Flores defense, or 3-technique D tackle, which means you line up on the outside of the offensive guard and you create. It's difficult to double team that player because if you're going to double team him, it opens up the edge rusher. So these are all just very complementary players. None of these guys are star. You're not finding, you can, but you're not finding prototypical elite stars in the 4th and 5th round. But Flores knows how to use these guys.
And
Yeah.
you're coming
Yeah,
into
so
a defense that doesn't
go
have
ahead.
an identity and coming into something that like we said, we want to be a versatile, all over the place defense. So
Exactly.
All right. Convinced.
And it was
Yeah,
interesting.
so-
It's like you're watching
Go ahead.
highlights of a Roy, like a nose tackle. Those are like the least exciting highlights you could ever watch.
Oh, it's the worst.
Just like, okay, yeah, he filled the hole.
Eating
Like, I have no idea.
He's eating up a
what I'm
double team
watching.
in the middle.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, look at that guy eat a
Yeah.
double team. Like, yeah. But that's what we need. We need that to open up specifically for Flores. You create that double team as the nose tackle, clog up a rushing lane, and then boom, there's lanes for your Jay Ward to come flying up, or your Zedarius to go around the outside, or Daniil. Like, these are the football players that you need that aren't the flashy name
Flashy.
getting the sexy paycheck.
Yeah. Johnny, did you like that thumper in the middle,
No.
Roy? Like, how are you feeling about
Yeah,
him?
that was a confusing pick for me because we traded up to go get that guy, and then one pick before that was that UCLA quarterback, Dorian
Thompson
Thompson,
Robinson.
right?
I don't like him.
And so I'm confused as to, did we legitimately like this guy, Roy, that we had to trade capital for? Or did we miss out on the UCLA quarterback? Now, I hope we legitimately like this guy. He seems like more of a run stuffer. He can predict the counter very well. He can
Yes.
break off of that first initial charge from the interior lineman and make the tackle on the running back. Does not seem like a pass rusher at all in any capacity.
You never saw, like,
Seems
he
like
never broke the line on any of his highlights.
Yeah, no, he's not getting through the
Exactly.
line. He's
Never broke the line. Exactly.
clogging.
So he's more of like a nose tackle project, kind of clog up the middle, like they're trying to have Harrison Phillips or Dean Lowry do. One of those. I'm not sure how they're going to suit it up next year, but I was just kind of confused by that pick more than anything. Now the Jay Ward pick, for me, it seemed like a poor man's Malcolm Jenkins, where they really like his versatility in coverage. We'll see if they ultimately like him at safety or corner. I guess you have to decide, or if they like just having extra depth in him being like as a special teamer guy. If we want to mention some undrafted free agents, I really like that guy.
Sorry,
Andre
Johnny, we
Carter
can't hear you.
second.
I think we have we're out here at
looking for us.
Barney's Beanery on the deck, which is basically Studio A for us, and I think we have a murder in progress. So, sorry, the helicopter's going overhead.
Common thing.
No, you're fine. Luke,
Yeah,
do you want to
before,
comment on any undrafted free agents?
yes, I do. But before we get there, so yeah, another thing Jacqueline Roy is good at is sniffing out screen passes. Because he stays at that line, he's quick to read those, which is a nice. Like, I like players that are good at something. Don't be a little bit above average at everything and not a master of anything. Like, if you can be good at one specific thing, we can use you in specific
It's third and long.
packages.
Okay, cool. We got a
Exactly.
screen pass coming. We're going to make
Correct.
sure you're there.
Exactly. So he knows, and that's going to be big because, the Lions took Jahmyr Gibbs. I cannot believe the Lions got rid of DeAndre Swift. I'm so thankful for that. But they reached and took Jahmyr Gibbs, who shouldn't have been a first-round pick. But he
Two
is
reaches.
two reaches. The worst thing I was loving what they were doing, and then they got a tight end, but not the best tight end. Go fuck yourself, Lions Nation. Again,
The worst
the
draft
dumbest people
of the
ever.
league, right?
But they stole Hendon Hooker late,
Like a
and I
shittier
couldn't believe they
version
got
of
did.
that.
TJ Hawkinson
They
they
did.
got.
Yeah, their replacement for TJ, like you have three stacked tight ends on the board, and
Laughable.
you're like, we don't want those. We're gonna take a running back to pair with the running back we just got, and the
the
running
one we
back,
just
our
traded.
stud-looking running back from a few years ago. Don't understand what they're doing.
But
I
Taylor
thought-
Swift
I
they're
is
gonna
thought
run a lot of
Campbell
screen
was
plays,
second
I think.
round, and I thought Campbell was a third round.
Who?
I thought Campbell was a third round. I wanted Campbell in the third round. for the
Campbell.
Vikings.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
what we
yeah.
talked
You kept
about.
talking
But
about
it's
Jack
funny 'cause
Campbell.
it's Dan Campbell taking Jack Campbell, which I thought was curious. Maybe they were just so
Spectrum
enamored with the last one. They had to go.
Yeah, no, I remember you were talking about that guy a lot. Yeah. So again, the LSU brothers, happy with them coming in. They can room together because they're both
They can room together.
defensive players. And then so you were talking about undrafted. The
Yeah.
guy I mentioned multiple times who I thought we would draft in the 4th, 5th round was Ivan Pace Jr., the outside or the pursuit linebacker
Yeah.
from Cincinnati. Went undrafted. I kept looking for his name. I'm like, geez, like where is this guy? And then we picked him up. We signed him as an undrafted free agent.
Wow,
So
okay.
I'm now tied to this guy for the rest of his career, and I really hope he makes the roster. It's rare for undrafted free agents to do it, but
It happens.
It happens,
we
yeah.
need that position, you know?
Yeah.
He's only 6 feet tall. He's not very tall, but he's fast as shit. Hits. He likes to hit people. I think this could be, I mean, if all things work out, this could be the pursuit linebacker that's a big part of a Flores defense. as
Yeah,
well.
because we need the type of guy that they're like building nursing homes with his name on it. Like we need someone like thumping,
Yeah.
like co-signing on CTE, like everywhere on the field.
Yeah.
It'd be a beautiful
Defending
thing.
tight ends. He's a strong kid, you know. He's fast, he's strong, he likes to hit people. He wore number 0 in college, which
Love
is
that.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like
Real
bear
heady
cat.
number.
And he always rolls up his shirt like Zeke at the draft,
Oh.
like showing off his lower abs.
Is he from
tats.
Texas or
Alright.
something?
You know, I don't know where he's from, but he's like a mixed with ethnicity. He's sexy. You should watch some of his stuff. He's cool.
So
I
Luke
like
has a
him.
crush. Cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Ivan Pace Jr. I've been talking about this guy for months. Couldn't believe he went undrafted. Looked like an idiot, and then we scooped him up. I was like, yes, I'm redeemed slightly.
Big time.
Yeah. No,
Because I mean, you're just like,
excited.
why? Again, like we do have to rely on Quezzy to not take a guy if no one's gonna take him.
Right.
Like get value where you can value.
Yeah,
It's like
no.
so if it's a 4th round that you can get
Moneyball.
undrafted, take it all day.
Should have been
We got some
drafted.
guy from Army too. Yeah.
What?
Some guy from Army.
We also got a
Oh,
guy
yeah,
from
yeah.
Army we gave a ton of
Andre
guaranteed
Carter,
money
I
to.
believe
So
his
he's
name
most likely going to make the roster. This guy, Andre Carter the second.
Yeah.
Why is he
I
most
don't know
likely
if
to
he-
make the roster?
I was reading that.
Why?
Because they gave him a ton of guaranteed money, like
Okay.
an
Oh,
insane
okay.
roster
That's what it was.
bonus, where it was
Okay.
one of the highest. It was almost to the level of like a 6th or a 7th round pick. So it's just when you're giving a guy that much money, you sort of see like the Luigi Villain like we had last year. Those types of
Just got a
guys are going to
great
make the
agent.
team, or they're really like enamored by them. They were surprised that when undrafted. I'm sure that was the way with that Ivan Pace guy as well.
But a
So,
guy like that, just like so when World War III starts, does he have to leave right away?
Yes.
Yeah, so that kind of sucks.
That's okay. Then we.
So he's gonna live in-
I don't know if
outside.
they're allowed to-
The guy's gonna be in North
Further-
Korea by like the end of
Or, pass
September.
it.
You're not gonna be able to play it down.
I'm sure they can defer their service too. Like we had that guy Austin
think he
Carter in
can.
the Air Force.
Yeah,
They're fine. They can play in the NFL if they.
he's gonna be
Yeah,
hanging
like
out
a
above
contract.
the 39th parallel over in North Korea real quick.
Oh, shit.
Gee, wow, you're not kidding.
As long as we win.
As
Yeah.
long as we win.
That's
As long
right.
as we can keep doing purple banter and I can watch these boys ball.
Well, no,
out.
we'll do Purple Banter live from like World War III.
I'm
From the
in.
bunker.
Yeah.
We'll have media passes.
Camouflage shirts,
Yeah.
war paint on our face.
Yeah.
No, I think it's going to be an exciting season. Again, thankfully the division is barren. The Lions are doing everything they can to help us out to keep the division title. The Packers suck. I just want to repeat that as long as I can
Yeah.
before they get a real quarterback next year. They're horrible. And I saw so many funny memes this week of like Aaron Rodgers laughing at Jordan Love, like at him again not getting a first-round wide receiver for them.
But they're gonna tank and have an unbelievable prospect.
That's what I'm so scared
Right,
of.
so
They
you got a
need to
year.
win 6 games. I got to root for them for a few games this season.
Not against the Vikings.
No, they can die.
It's gonna
against
suck
us.
if we have to trade up next year. I just feel it coming too to get a
Because we're
quarterback.
good for 10
Mid-level.
wins. That's what's tough with this team.
Yeah, exactly.
We're good for 10 wins. We're going to get in the playoffs. It's
Yep.
just like, do we have enough steam to really do it?
And we're not winning the Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins.
Hey!
That's the whole thing. Like,
Hey
you
now,
look at the
what are you
teams that
talking
win.
about? I love nothing more than a
I don't know.
32nd overall pick.
Say it again.
32nd overall
Oh,
pick.
32nd
Let's do
over. I
it.
thought you said second.
Let's speak that into existence. 32nd overall pick.
Look, if we
guys.
trade
Super
back
Bowl
with the
champs.
Chiefs and take their 32nd pick, yeah, we could get there. But I don't expect it to be our pick. That's for sure. It's gonna be a fun year to watch a lot of this. Just we just pray that the O-line stays healthy and the boys can. I'm not afraid of the offense. The offense is gonna be great.
So most importantly, the most important grade of all this is Quezzy's grade.
Yeah.
Where do you feel like, with him as our GM, like, do you feel like he handled the day? Did it make, like, just overall?
I think he listened to his coaches. He listened to Kevin O'Connell. He listened to Brian Flores. He got the guys that they wanted. He didn't make any crazy moves. I'm glad we moved back a couple times, got another pick in there, and then we moved up when we saw somebody that we wanted. We clearly they were active. They weren't too passive. It's just time will tell. In a couple years, because like we've said 100 times, I was excited about Trey Waynes. I was excited about Andrew Booth. Like, we get excited for these corners,
Treadwell.
and then a couple of years go by. I was not excited for Laquan Treadwell.
You weren't?
No. After a couple of years, you look back and go, well, that draft fucking sucked. Or a Stephon Diggs in the 5th round, you go, holy shit, we're the best drafting team of all time.
Yep.
So it's going to take a couple of years. But Addison will know right away if he's helping.
Was there one player outside of our team in the draft where you think he's going to be the biggest sleeper on the board that every team's going to sit going, dude, that's Diggs, or
that
or
didn't
the
go to the
Tom Brady
Vikings?
effect, right?
Correct.
That didn't go to the Vikings. There were a few. I really liked.
Witherspoon.
No, he was early.
Yeah, I mean he was 5th.
He's
Kincaid.
5th overall.
Yeah, Kincaid to the Bills was a big one late in the 1st. 2nd, 3rd.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Joey Porter in the 2nd was a steal.
That was
to
your guy.
To the Steelers. Christian Gonzalez going to the Patriots. That was in the 1st, but what a fit. Deeper. Oh, yeah. I mean, again, I'm a USC homer, but like Andrew Voorhees, the center. I think he went to the Ravens.
7th round. Yeah.
7th round. Yeah, like he came off an injury, but other than that, he was one of the best centers in the country.
Wow.
Like guys like that if they can just get healthy,
10-year starter.
could be a fucking
Yeah.
Pro Bowler every year. So yeah, there were a few where we were going through the draft, and I was like Demarvion Overshawn
What a
went
name.
to the Cowboys. Loved him, linebacker out of Texas, 6'5". Like he could be a monster. Yeah, some teams just hit on these guys. You're like, where did that come? And then other teams draft kickers, so you're like,
That's true.
yeah.
But overall, we drafted for this season, which is what's the most important thing as Vikings fans going into this right now.
Yeah, no, we're in a good seat.
And we're going to be
Bad
dancing in end zones. We're going to be cheering, bounce back beers. We do have our homage gear on. Homage.
Homage.
Homage. No, it's all of it. It's all three. Homage.
It's homage as well.
All
Yeah.
right.
Homage.
Look
We're
at
gonna
the
pick our winners.
unbelievable
too.
gear. We're going to be picking that literally this week, right?
Today.
Today.
We're gonna
So we appreciate them for allowing us to have this unbelievable swag, and we hope to continue this partnership with them.
Johnny Sweets, I have your shirt whenever you get to LA.
Whenever I get to LA next, right?
Yeah.
Sooner than
Yeah.
later.
We don't know if he's going to move here in a
unless
week
you
or not.
Venmo me. Just kidding.
I mean, I'm gonna be taking my
Or I
talents to
move here,
Vegas
or I
at some
move back
point
out
for
there,
that
right?
game.
Yeah.
Oh, we're all going to Vegas.
Yeah, no, but
Vikings Weekly
Vikings
is
in
going-
Vegas.
Vikings Weekly is going on the road
Yeah.
to Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm being Vegas on that one for sure.
1000%.
As long as it's not like
You guys are
week
going to make
18,
the
I'll
4-hour
be
drive or
pissed.
what? Fly out
Why?
of Burbank or
It'll
what's
just
the
be the
move?
end of the season. Everyone will be benched. But then again, we always
Yeah.
play division week 18. It won't be then. But
No, it'll be the
the
Bears.
NFL knows that's a big ticket game.
It'll be like a mid-September
It's
game.
gonna be a fucking Monday night. It's gonna be the most expensive
Yeah.
game of the year. We're screwed.
I would
Won't
drive
be
you
them
fine.
too. They got Jimmy G now.
I'm
Come
gonna
on.
fly.
Oh,
I'm
Jimmy
gonna
G could be hurt by that time because I think he's got 5 weeks in him. So this is what's going to happen to the Raiders. They're going to go 5-0 with Jimmy G, get hurt, and then go 0-12 from that point on, and
That checks out.
just miss out on a top quarterback. It's going to be funny as shit. Shout out to my Raiders fans.
yeah,
last
so many teams
words.
need quarterbacks, though. It's unbelievable.
Johnny Sweets, last words.
What's up? I'm going to say excited to be part of the Vikings draft process, and looking forward to what this offense can show me, but still kind of a little shaky. I'm feeling like we're going back to the old ways in a heavy offense and shitty defense.
Love to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Love to hear
That's
it.
beautiful optimism right there.
Shit last words.
Luke,
Wow,
last
let's
words.
hear yours.
Oh, we didn't know. We're gonna save him for last. He's got the best last words. We all know that. I'm excited, and they also they addressed the idea of possibly bringing Kirk back next year. So again, this isn't like a 1 year last Hail Mary season. Try to just get whatever we can and like blow it up. Like they are thinking of bringing Kirk back next year. Hopefully, he's willing to do it on a cheaper contract. But I mean, knock on wood. You know me with the Chesh. I don't like to say we're going to win the division, but we should win the division.
Ooh.
This should be
Let's go.
Yeah.
yeah, and hopefully the Eagles just get like a plague or whatever the next COVID-20.
Yep.
And
I know, they
take
drafted
them
well,
out 'cause
huh?
fuck me, is that team amazing? Yeah.
Stacked. Georgia linemen
Georgia
everywhere.
North.
Linebackers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
No,
no,
fuck
that's
them.
not great.
Other than that, stay. I figured out my tagline, by the way.
Okay.
What is
I
it?
might fumble through it, but stay golden, pony boy.
Ooh, stay
Right?
golden, pony boy.
Outsiders, stay golden, pony boy. Stay golden. T-shirt coming to you.
Love that.
I like
Okay.
it. I
Katya,
like
what are you
it.
thinking?
You know, I'm thinking about an exciting Vikings Weekly off season. We're going to bring a lot of fun content to you guys from Studio A here at Barney's Beanery. Also, there's going to be some characters that flow through
Yeah.
here.
Big name players coming
Yeah.
through.
We're launching a beer, Bounce Back Brew. It's a daytime drinking beer.
I've had 2 already.
Similar to your Miller Lights Miller Latte variety, brought to you straight from Tim Bader himself. This man has more experience drinking light beer than anybody in the world. We surveyed the Norma Triangle. If you're not familiar with Norma Triangle, it's like ground zero of West Hollywood. Went to every single bar and said, who comes in and drinks more light beer than anyone at this bar?
Mr. B.
Every single bar said Tim Bader. So we,
We
said,
just
what
fucked
if
Miller Lite.
Timmy Bounce Back stopped drinking Miller Lite? They said, well, then we'll like cut our orders in half. He comes out with Bounce Back Brew launching literally yesterday. So that's available now. We're going to be pounding that on this podcast.
One of us.
So it's Bounce Back Bowers back.
Bounce Back Brew.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
with all the B's included.
Yes.
Bounce Back Bowers, Bounce Back Brew. There's a lot of those. I like
All
this
of it.
guy.
all
yeah.
of it. All of it.
And
Looking forward to trying it. What the heck, guys?
and then
Come out here.
my exciting thing about this is that Kirk Cousins is going to have the best year that he's had of his career. And then I think we actually have more yards this year on offense than any other team in the league.
I believe
I
it.
do actually want to keep Delvin right now. I just like fuck it.
If he wants to take a pay
there's
cut.
no reason to cut him. If we cut him, I actually think we do a disservice to his talent,
Yeah.
and it almost proves that we fumbled the bag with him. If we could have traded him to trade up to get like some quarterback, that makes all the sense in the world. I'm like, it's value for value. I think that Delvin has too much value for it for him to be cuttable.
Yeah.
And we leveraged this whole season to just do what we got to do. And then I think we basically old Yeller style Kirk at the end of the year and just like we don't keep him, we cut him, we shoot him out back, and then we move on with our ways. It's gonna be a beautiful thing.
It's an exciting year for sure, and there's still so much more excitement in the offseason to come. Like you said with Dalvin, we got to see like if Justin is cool with not getting that mega contract with $100 million guaranteed right now. If he's cool with waiting a year, then yeah, we could keep Dalvin. Or if Dalvin's willing to come back on a very low salary, because the running back market is scary out there. He doesn't want to join that pool with McKinnon and Zeke and Leonard Fournette. Like,
because if it were any other year, if you're not getting like third or fourth round value for him,
yeah, no, and that's coming on.
There's nothing to do. Like from what I see with him, we should get like a third and a fifth like future for him. But if that's nowhere to be seen, there's no reason to cut him. Just like let it linger, make it happen. I think he's really, really good for our franchise.
Absolutely.
As a personality and just like who he is.
Leader in the locker room. Yeah, the guys like him. He's
So I'm starting to hedge my bet more on let's just keep the guy. He's one of my favorite players anyway. I would rather have him around. I kind of wish that he could go to greener pastures and be utilized more. But if
I
he's
don't
just
wanna
going to
see
be,
him go.
if
I don't
he's
wanna
just
see
a
him
tool in
go
the
to
tool belt,
Miami
let's
and kill
go.
us.
Yeah.
No, no. I mean, look, second year within a new offense is always going to be better than the first. Like last year, the guys looked good in a new offense, but now Kevin has an extra year with all these guys. Come up with some creative shit. Know it didn't work. Get familiar with the teams in the division. This year, I think you're spot on. We should have the best offense in the NFL.
We're almost a team that sucks to have the players on your fantasy because any guy can blow
gonna
at
be
any
everyone.
time,
Yeah.
and it's not going to make a lot of sense. And one thing I do love about Kirk is he never has favorites. Whoever is open will get the ball, or he's just going to force it to some rando for no reason.
No, it could be C.J. Ham on any play. You're
Yeah.
like, God damn,
Yeah.
you have,
I
you have
wish he
Justin
forced it to
and
Justin
TJ,
Jefferson every
and
single
it
play.
goes
He just
to-
doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, some games it's like 15 targets to Justin, but
He had a big KJ favoritism for a little bit. KJ was open.
Yeah.
I loved KJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Thielen was his guy for a long time. Rudolph before that, but
Yeah.
the touchdown guys. But
We'll love it. Skol Vikes. God bless you all. We are out.